Well, Jason Whitlock has made some disturbing comments about Angel Reese that didn't sit well with a lot of people, especially Angel Reese. His latest remarks about her mental health didn't age well. Then he said she's the most overrated WNBA player. That didn't age well. Then he said all she does is throw the ball up and get her own rebounds. But before we get off into today's podcast, tell a friend to tell a friend. Well, you all know that Jason Whitlock is no stranger to controversy. The remarks that he has said about Angel Reese is a little disturbing on one point where he was talking about her mental health. She needs to get help, seek help. Saying that, if she would leave Caitlin Clark alone, her mental health would be better. If y'all guys want to hear exactly what Jason Whitlock has said about Angel Reese, all you got to do is go to his podcast on Fearless. I'm not going to promote it here. He has made remarks when they was drafted. He came out and said that Angel Reese was the best thing that ever happened to the WNBA. He made it cool. She made it cool for women to be women in the WNBA, giving Angel Reese her flowers and her praises. Then he follows up after seeing her play, knowing what she was doing in college. Then he comes out to say that she is the most overrated female athlete he's ever seen. He has made some remarks where stated that, she has no skill set, talked about the way she ran, her body. She's got no fundamentals. She got no coordination. He has said a lot of things about Angel Reese that don't age well. And Angel Reese is putting out these narratives, and she's putting out the fire every game that she plays in the WNBA. So Angel Reese took it upon herself after the win against the Atlanta Dream, where she had 19 rebounds, and she went to the post-game press conference, and she basically fired back at Jason Whitlock's comments. And I know for a fact that she was talking directly to Jason Whitlock, because I know she's heard the rumbling and heard the news and heard Jason Whitlock's comments and remarks about her. But it always takes one press conference, and you just got to read between the lines. Like I've told you guys before, the little subliminal messages that Jason Whitlock was saying to Deion Sanders in his first year at Colorado, and when Deion Sanders was go to the post-game press conference, I would tell you guys that Deion Sanders is actually firing back at Jason Whitlock. And we knew that he was firing back at Jason Whitlock because it came a point in time where Deion unfollowed Jason Whitlock on social media. And Jason Whitlock cried about that. Oh, you blocked me on social media. So some of the messages that Deion was saying in his post-game press conferences was a direct shot from all the stuff that Jason Whitlock was saying towards Deion, and Deion was firing back at him, shooting him subliminal messages. And in this case, this is what Angel Reese is doing. She's firing back at Jason Whitlock. We know Jason Whitlock is controversial. Some of the things that Jason Whitlock say, you got to take with a grain of salt. Sometimes he says some things that make sense, and then sometimes he says some things that, make you scratch your head, be like, man, what is this guy talking about? But we're going to take a listen to what Jason Whitlock, some of the things that Jason Whitlock has said about Angel Reese, and then that's going to be followed up with what Angel Reese said after her 19 rebound game against the Atlanta Dream. And I want y'all guys to take a listen. I want y'all guys to see if y'all can depict on what Jason Whitlock was saying and listen to when Angel Reese comes in the second half and listen to what she says. That's a direct shot at Jason Whitlock. She's firing back at Jason Whitlock basically telling Jason Whitlock, watch your mouth. You trying to prey on my downfall? Haters gonna hate. But take a listen.
She actually runs. Her lower body seems to be disconnected from her upper body.
That's sad.
She's incredibly unathletic.
That's sad.
She has no skill, no post game. Candace Parker, I'm sure, watches her and laughs and thinks like, they think this woman's going to be, this woman is a rebounder and that's it. She has no other skill, and that's why she hates Caitlin Clark so much.
Well, Angel, your team was down by 15 points, and you personally started the run that won this game. How do you find this in you each and every time to be such a winner?
I'm a dog. You can't teach that. I'm going to go out and do whatever it takes to win, and every single night. My teammates rely on my energy. So being able to continue the energy, even if we're down, even if we're up.
Now listen to the second half of this.
17, 18 rebounds tonight.
Oh, really? Okay.
19.
Oh, okay. And they wasn't all offensive like people say. Okay.
Y'all hear that?
I'm just happy being able to help impact the team in a way that they need. I know.
Get it off your chest, Angel.
That's
Get it
something
off
I've
your
been trying to
chest.
work on and continue to work on. Being able to have to guard the legend Tina Cross any given night, and I'm just being able to learn from her as I'm just guarding her. So being able to just, like I said, do whatever my teammates need me to do. And yeah, I mean, I got some blocks finally. I kind of stayed out of foul trouble too. So just being on the floor is.
Now y'all heard exactly what Angel Reese had to say. Now, I say this to say this, right? Jason Whitlock has been highly critical of Angel Reese in her skill set. Go to his Fearless podcast and pull up the episode he had with John Kim, when they're basically going back and forth talking about the only way she gets rebounds is she gets her own rebounds. But if she's getting her own rebounds and you got 6 or 7 defenders around you still getting your own rebound, that's a skill. But Jason Whitlock said she's unskillful. You got to be a skilled player to get offensive rebounds. She's leading the WNBA in offensive rebounds at 4.9 a game. And she's leading the WNBA in rebounds as a whole at 11.8. As a rookie. And you tell me you have no skills? Once her offensive game catches up with that rebounding ability and you get yourself a mid-range game, I would like to say what one of my partners say, Sportsway with Dre Day podcast, you're going to see the second coming of an Asia Wilson. And we can't deny it. But Jason Whitlock has basically eaten his words right now because you praised her coming into the WNBA. Now that you see what she's doing in the WNBA, now you're saying that she's unskillful. She has no ability. But she's making you eat that humble pie because all the things that she's doing. 11 straight double-doubles. So you heard what Angel Reese said. Oh, it wasn't all offensive rebounds like people say. That's a direct shot at Jason Whitlock. So she's firing back at Jason Whitlock. I mean, I know people are going to say in the comments, oh, she ain't fired back at Jason Whitlock. Man, do your homework. Do your homework. She's firing back at Jason Whitlock for Jason Whitlock's comments. He has said some disturbing stuff about Angel Reese. You go back and listen to the podcast, he's talking about the mental health. Her mental health would be better if she leave Caitlin Clark alone. What kind of sense is that? Come on, guys. Make it make sense. Angel Reese is a skilled WNBA basketball player, and she's proven all the haters, wrong day by day and game by game. Like she said, she's a dog, and you can't teach that. Give Angel Reese some respect. And that's all, folks. So please post your comments. I love to hear from you. Let's get the chat popping, man. Let's get this video out to the masses. And that's going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap, and we're going to catch you on the next one. And remember, on your way out the door, do me a favor. Give this video a thumbs up. And more importantly, guys, everybody that subscribed to the channel, do me a favor. Turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. Sometimes YouTube is not sending out the notifications. So make sure y'all got y'all's bell icon on. And that's going to wrap up another episode. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Droppin' podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.